lot of times in life, we can get stuck in ruts, in places that we consider traps, and we feel like we can never get out of. And I'm about to tell you the way out. This is the one with the pit. So we're living in a time right now where people are having to pull back from things they're used to doing, going to the movies, going to sporting events, even watching sports on TV the way we're used to. And then even when they're on TV, it's empty stadiums, or some of the games are getting canceled or postponed, or players are missing games. You have people not being able to go sit down at their favorite restaurants. Restaurants are closing. Big business is closing. My kids like the Justice store, and that is closed. It's available online still. But there's so many companies, so many things are closing. So many of our comforts are getting taken away from us. And we're sitting here thinking, oh, I wish this would just hurry up and end. I wish these things would just get back to normal. I want to have back to normal things. So it got me to thinking, what is really normal things? We've come to accept that we have to have, I have this phone I'm holding in my hand, that we have to have internet, that we have to have this entertainment. We need our Hulu, we need our Disney Plus, and we need all of these streaming services. There's so many streaming services now. It's like having a channel with a bunch more channels that I have to pay for, and you end up just, getting more things than you even meant to have when you had cable. And people are cutting those cords. And you have all these things happening right now in the world, and people are saying, well, I wish things were back to normal. And sometimes I think we have gotten, and I mentioned at the beginning, getting stuck in a rut, maybe even a pit, where you fall into a pit and you just can't seem to climb your way out. And I go back to the very beginning, how when God made the world, and how he gave us what we needed in the Garden of Eden. He gave us food. He gave us water. He gave us a chore, something to do, something to achieve every single day. Like with Adam, and he said, name the animals. He gave him a companion because he said it wasn't good for him to be alone. And he gave him a direct relationship with him. And I've talked about this in other videos. That's what God gave us at the beginning. So what more do we need? Do we need football games? Do we need movies? Do we need all these things in our lives that we think we need? Politics, political aspirations, all these things. Do we need social media? Do we really need this? Now, I'm posting a video on social media, but you understand what I'm saying. And we get so bogged down with thinking that we need all of these things, and this is what really makes us happy, and it's not. There's only one true thing in this world that can satisfy, that never stops giving new life as long as you keep tapping into his source, and that is Jesus. Jesus gives us new life. Jesus said he came to give us life and give it more abundant in John 10:10. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That's plagues, that's disease, that's death, that's Satan himself comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He destroys families. I'm tired of hearing, and I'm going to be blunt here, I'm tired of hearing people complain about these things. I'm tired of hearing people say, I wish things would go back to normal. I didn't have to wear a mask. I wish. You know what? That's because truly inside you're not satisfied with Jesus, because you could take away every comfort that you have, and if you are still content. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I still want to have my air conditioning. I want a roof over my head. I want a job. I want to be able to work. I want my family. I want my friends. I do like those things. But if God said, you know what, Josiah, everything like that is gone, all you have is me, how are you responding to that? How does that make you feel right now? Are you saying, well, you know what? I do know, I have tasted and I have seen that the Lord is good and that he is all I need in my life. I don't need all this other entertainment. These things are idols. These things are distracting me from really knowing God. All I really need is Jesus. All I really need is Jesus in my life. And if that's all I have, and that's all I'm holding on to right now, you can't ever take that away. Do you realize that you can have all of those things? I just told you about movies. I have a subscription to Cinemark Movies. I like to go there and get my discount off my food popcorn. I like to watch my movies. That's gone. I haven't had that for 7 months now. And guess what? My life isn't any worse because of that. I am the biggest basketball fan. I've watched every NBA playoffs and finals since I was a little kid. I don't need that in my life. I missed baseball during the summer a little bit, but I don't need that in my life. I need Jesus. And as long as I have that, give me every pandemic, give me every plague, give me every persecution in my life right now. And as long as I've got him, that is all I need. If you read about people that go through stuff right now in the world, just outside of the United States, that go through garbage every single day, that don't have the comforts and luxuries that we enjoy here in America, They're looking at us saying, what are you guys talking about? Oh, we wish it would go back to normal. This is our normal. What you guys are having right over there right now, this is our normal. So I challenge you today that you need to get serious about what you call a relationship with Jesus, that you need to get serious about what makes you truly happy, because only a relationship with Jesus does. Only Jesus in your life. You can start with anything else and it doesn't work. You got to start with him. And you say, well, Josiah, I've prayed, I've done this. That's great. Now you got to keep praying. Now you got to keep seeking. Now you got to keep knocking. And then the doors get opened. And put everything else aside. God is like, you know what? I'm going to take away all your little things. Even church. You know why? Because church doesn't save you. Church is awesome and I love going. But church doesn't save you. The pastor doesn't save you. Going to a group doesn't save you. Going and singing songs, like some people don't even do that. Some of you guys will scream at a football game and stand silent in church. Some of you guys will rant and rave in the car if somebody cuts you off, but stand silent during prayer anywhere. You don't pray. You don't talk to Jesus out loud. Oh, it's my personal private faith. Good thing Jesus didn't feel that way before he went to the cross and said, well, it's private for me. You know, it may be personal, but it's never private. Our faith should be the first thing people know about us, because if he was not ashamed to hang naked on the cross, we shouldn't be ashamed to come stand out before him and say, yes, I believe in Jesus, and he is the one who saves. He is the one who takes away my sin. He is the one who gives me satisfaction, not the entertainment that I think I need. So I'm about to read something to you, because we get stuck in these ruts where we think we need our entertainment. We think we need our comforts and our luxuries. And we only need one thing, and that's Jesus. He gave us those 5 things in the garden because he knew we needed to actually have something to do. He knew we had to eat, he knew we had to drink, and he knew we needed a companion. So let me tell you something. It goes like this. A man fell into a pit and he couldn't get out. Buddha said, your pit is only a state of mind. A Hindu said, this pit is for purging you and making you more perfect. Confucius said, if you would have listened to me, you would have never fallen into that pit. A New Age person said, maybe you should network with some other pit dwellers. A self-pitying person said, you haven't seen anything until you've seen my pit. A news reporter said, could I have an exclusive story on your pit? A federal bureaucrat said, have you paid taxes on that pit? A county inspector said, do you have a permit for that pit? A realist said, that's a pit. An idealist said, the world shouldn't have pits. An optimist said, things could be worse. A pessimist said, things will get worse. Andy Dwyer on Parks and Rec said, I fell in the pit. But Jesus, seeing the man, took him by his hand and he lifted him out of that pit, because he doesn't leave you there. Proverbs 23 says, a harlot comes at you like a pit. Psalm 119 talks about, David said, pits are like traps that his enemies had built for him, hoping that he would fall in and not be able to get out of. Proverbs 1 says that a pit is like hell. It compares pits to hell. John 10:10 says, as I said earlier, that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but Jesus came to give us life and give us life abundantly. He came to pull us out of our muck and mire and our pits, because Psalm 103 says he redeems our life from the pit. Hallelujah. And if you're out there saying, you know what, Josiah, I need that. I need that right now. All you have to do is stop what you're doing and turn your eyes on Jesus and say, Jesus, I don't need this stuff. I don't need all what I think I need in this world. I need only you. And if you can be satisfied with Jesus, no matter where you are, no matter what circumstance you are in, no matter your health concern, no matter your friends, family, job status, car status, school status, career status, future status, your life is in his hands and you will be satisfied and content. Doesn't matter what year it is, doesn't matter what month it is, doesn't matter how many limbs or sight that you have or senses that you have. If you have him, that is all you need. And it starts with ABC. Admit that you're a sinner. God, I need you in my life. I admit that I have put all of these things before you. I've fallen in a pit And I haven't asked for you to help me get out. I've been stuck in the pit of entertainment. I've been stuck in the pit of thinking that I can do it on my own. I've been stuck in the pit of unforgiveness. I've been stuck in a pit of hate. I've been stuck in a pit of sexual addictions. I've been stuck in a pit of addicted to sports. I've been stuck in a pit of only caring about everything else and what people think instead of what you think. I've been stuck in those pits, and I ask you today to rescue me from it. Then you got to believe that he does. You have to believe. That's Romans 10:9. Believe that he saves you. Right today, you have to believe. It is with faith that we believe. Without faith, it's impossible to please him. You have to believe that he saves you. John 3:16, believe. And then C is confess and say that he is in charge. I confess you as Lord. Romans 10:9 and 10. I confess you as Lord. And if you can do those things, that starts your step to being reborn, and that he makes you new, and then he rescues you from the pit. This has been The One with the Pit. If this has helped you in any way, reach out to me and let me know. Thank you for joining me on The One with the Pit.